So we looked at the first three parts in the control scheme, which for the most part is good. Add in pressing down on the left stick to bring out your tag partner to interfere, and we're good. Let's continue with the next three parts of the configuration. Dealing with the face lock controls. The one thing that needs to be changed is the working hold. Instead of it being the AX button, how about moving it to the left bumper or the L1 button? And give the AX button an extra normal grapple. I think that would be a great addition to the control scheme. Moving on to dragging. Dragging is fine to me. I don't see any trouble, at least from my point of view. But moving on to the objects control is my biggest concern. So let's take a look. And one of my favorite matches is dealing with weapons, especially tables, ladders, and chairs. But looking at the controls for the objects, I'll say that it gets easy with practice, but it doesn't have to be this hard. It needs to be easier for the regular players. It's time that you look at your past and say, it's better for the controls to be that way. But let's break down the object controls for improvement. Looking at the leaning ladder, table, and wedge chair, instead of it being the left stick plus the right bumper plus the left bumper, or the left stick plus R1 plus L1 for PS users, why can't it be the left stick plus the B button, or the left stick plus the circle button? You already established removing the turnbuckle with the B or circle button, and that's one of the issues with this game. Few things are really established, and again, we'll get back to the B circle button. But moving forward with throwing objects in and out of the ring, instead of it being the left stick holding the B button or the circle button, it should be the left stick and holding the left bumper or holding the L1 button. Again, you're talking about establishing these controls for those types of matches. Why not change the scheme to establish that? And speaking of throwing objects, why not bring back throwing chairs? It can be on the A or the X button for PS users. That was fun going back to SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 and just having that user ability to throw chairs randomly at people. I miss that. Setting up the ladder table. It can remain as the left bumper or the L1 button to keep that establishment. But in order for the user to have total control of the object, 2K, please give us the control of holding the left bumper or the L1 button to reposition the ladder or the table. I can't stand that year after year, the user controls get smaller and smaller. That's terrible coding and programming. And bringing this feature back gives control back to the user. Carrying the ladder horizontally, I like the idea, but it should be pressing the button instead of holding. That way you can toggle between those two. You can also add in running with the ladder or table with the left trigger or the L2 button, like you did with the steel chair. But your stamina will pay the price if you decide to run with them. Setting up the bridge is fine, and rotating the ladder is fine as well. Dropping the weapon, it should remain as the B circle button, but the problem with that is the placement of the dropped weapon. Weapon placement should be a factor if you want to do things like a suplex or a power bomb onto the ladder or table or even the steel chair, which can create different and unique animations for that superstar. So this should be the left stick and holding the B button or circle button. Not only did you establish setting up the ladder table, but also establish a drop weapon for doing moves on them. And of course, striking will remain the same. But these are my ideas for changing. Let me know what you think in the comments and if this is a good structure or do you think something needs to be changed. Until then, take care.